What if one of the biggest reasons weight loss feels so hard has nothing to do with motivation? You might be eating better. You might be trying to move more. You might be doing what everyone says you should do. And still, the scale barely moves. That can feel frustrating. It can feel unfair. And sometimes it makes people blame themselves. But here is what many weight loss conversations leave out. Sleep changes the way your body handles hunger, cravings, blood sugar, energy, and even food choices. So in this video, we are going to break down what poor sleep actually does to your metabolism, why it can quietly push weight in the wrong direction, why extra weight can also make sleep worse, and the signs that your problem may not be bad habits at all. And make sure you stay to the end, because I am going to give you the simplest sleep checklist in this entire video, including the red flags that mean you should talk to a clinician instead of just trying to sleep better. Welcome to CareThrive, where we make evidence-based health information clear, practical, and easier to use in real life. Let's start with the mistake almost everyone makes. A lot of people hear weight explained as one simple equation: calories in, calories out. That equation matters. But what many people do not realize is that sleep affects both sides of that equation. Poor sleep can change how hungry you feel. It can change what foods sound good. It can affect your self-control around food. It can lower your energy for movement the next day. And it can make blood sugar regulation less efficient. So yes, calories matter. But sleep can influence the behaviors and body systems that shape those calories in the first place. That is why two people can have very different weight loss experiences, even when both feel like they are trying. And this is where a lot of health advice goes wrong. It turns sleep into a side issue, like it is just about feeling rested, like it is optional. It is not optional. Sleep is part of metabolic health. And once you understand that, a lot of things start making more sense. Here is one of the most important findings in this whole topic. A major review found that when people do not get enough sleep, they may burn about 100 extra calories in a day from being awake longer. That sounds like it should help with weight loss, right? But that same review found that people often eat more than 250 extra calories per day when sleep is restricted. So even though energy expenditure may rise a little, energy intake tends to rise even more. That leaves people in a positive energy balance overall. In plain language, sleep loss can make it easier to overeat than the body can compensate for. That is one reason poor sleep is linked to weight gain over time. And this does not only happen because you are awake longer and have more time to snack. Sleep loss seems to increase the drive to eat. It can make food feel more rewarding. It can weaken food-related self-control. And it can push people toward higher calorie choices. So if you have ever noticed that after a bad night of sleep, healthy food feels less appealing and snack foods feel harder to resist, that is not just a personality flaw. There is biology in that pattern. And this is why just use more discipline is often not helpful advice. Because sleep loss changes the conditions under which discipline has to operate. You may have heard this explained with two hormones, ghrelin and leptin. Usually the story goes like this. Ghrelin goes up, leptin goes down, you get hungrier, and that explains everything. There is some truth there, but the science is more nuanced than a quick social media post makes it sound. Across studies, hormone changes are not always perfectly consistent. What is more consistent is the overall pattern. When people do not sleep enough, they tend to eat more, feel a stronger drive to eat, and show more attraction to calorie-dense foods. That is important because it keeps us from oversimplifying the problem. The main message is not, your hormones changed in one exact way. The better message is, sleep loss reliably pushes appetite and food behavior in an unhealthy direction. And once again, this helps explain a very common real-life experience. You wake up tired. You tell yourself you will eat well today. But by afternoon, portions are bigger. By evening, cravings are stronger. And late-night snacks start sounding like a reward you deserve. That is not random. That pattern fits what researchers have observed. Let's make this practical. When people are underslept, it can show up like this: bigger portions, more grazing, more evening snacking, less patience for meal prep, more cravings for ultra-processed foods, less energy for exercise or even basic movement the next day. And notice what is happening here. Poor sleep does not have to cause obesity all by itself to matter. It only has to nudge your patterns in the wrong direction often enough. One rough night? Probably not a big deal. But short sleep night after night can quietly make healthy choices harder to repeat, and consistency is what usually drives long-term results. This is one reason people sometimes feel stuck in a cycle. They are tired, so they eat for energy. They eat more late at night, so sleep quality suffers. They wake up less refreshed, so cravings are stronger. Then the cycle repeats. And if that sounds familiar, keep watching. Because there is another part of this that matters just as much as appetite. Blood sugar. Sleep is not just about hunger. It also affects how your body handles glucose and insulin. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine and Sleep Research Society recommend that adults get 7 or more hours of sleep per night on a regular basis for optimal health. Their consensus statement links routinely sleeping less than 7 hours with adverse health outcomes, including weight gain, obesity, and diabetes. That matters because sleep restriction has also been linked to impaired glucose regulation and reduced insulin sensitivity. In simple terms, your body may not handle blood sugar as efficiently when sleep is consistently too short. And that can make weight management harder. Because weight is not just about willpower, it is also about physiology. When sleep is off, the body is under a kind of metabolic stress. So if someone says, "I'm doing a lot right, but my body feels like it is fighting me," sleep is one of the first places worth looking. Not because it explains everything, but because it is often underappreciated and very fixable. Now here is a part many people miss. You can get what looks like enough sleep on paper, but still work against your metabolism if your timing is all over the place. This is where circadian rhythm comes in. Your circadian system is your internal timing system. It helps regulate when you feel awake, sleepy, hungry, and metabolically ready for certain activities. Circadian misalignment happens when sleep, eating, and wakefulness happen, at times your body is not expecting. Examples include rotating shift work, very irregular sleep schedules, staying up extremely late on some nights, and not others, eating large meals very late at night on a regular basis. A 2023 review found that circadian misalignment can reduce 24-hour energy expenditure by about 3%, or around 55 calories per day, while also promoting less healthy food choices. That number may sound small, but small effects repeated over weeks and months can matter. More importantly, misalignment can stack with hunger, fatigue, cravings, and lower activity. So this is not just about, did I get 7 hours? It is also, did I get it regularly? Am I sleeping on a stable schedule? Am I constantly asking my body to be awake and eating when it biologically wants sleep? That is a very different conversation than basic sleep duration alone. Up to this point, we have mostly talked about how poor sleep can make weight management harder. But the relationship goes the other way too. Higher body weight can increase the risk of obstructive sleep apnea, a condition where breathing repeatedly narrows or pauses during sleep. This is a big deal because sleep apnea can wreck sleep quality, increase daytime fatigue, and add more metabolic strain. One review reported that obstructive sleep apnea is present in about 41% of people with a BMI over 28, and prevalence may be as high as 78% in people referred for bariatric surgery. That same review also noted that a 10% increase in body weight was associated with a 32% increase in apnea-hypopnea index and a 6-fold increase in the risk of developing moderate to severe sleep apnea. And here is why that matters for this conversation. If someone has untreated sleep apnea, they may think their problem is lack of motivation, poor routines, or not enough discipline. But the real issue may be that their sleep is getting interrupted over and over again all night. So they wake up unrefreshed. They feel drained all day. They crave energy from food or caffeine. Their activity drops, and progress gets harder. That is not a simple try harder problem. That is a health issue that deserves proper evaluation. This part is important. Not all sleep problems are solved with a calming bedtime routine. Sometimes the issue is a sleep disorder. Talk with a clinician if you notice. Loud snoring, witnessed pauses in breathing, waking up gasping morning headaches, excessive daytime sleepiness, persistent insomnia, trouble functioning even when you think you spent enough time in bed. Those are clues that the problem may not be just stress, screens, or bad habits. And when a true sleep disorder is present, trying to hack your sleep without getting evaluated can delay real help. So if that list sounds familiar, do not just power through it. Pay attention to it. This conversation is not only about adults. Sleep and weight are connected early in life too. A systematic review and meta-analysis of prospective studies found that short sleep was associated with a higher risk of developing overweight or obesity across childhood and adolescence. The pooled risk ratios reported were 1.57 in early childhood, 2.23 in middle childhood, and 1.30 in adolescence. That does not mean every child who sleeps less will develop obesity. But it does mean sleep deserves a place in family health conversations, because when families only focus on food and activity, they may miss one of the habits that helps those other habits work better. And for parents, this matters because overtired kids and teens often do not just look sleepy. They may look irritable, they may snack more, they may struggle with routines, and that can affect the whole household. So sleep is not a side topic. It is part of the foundation. A lot of people think, I just need to focus on weight loss first. Sleep can wait. But in many cases, that is backwards, because poor sleep may be one of the reasons your health changes are harder to maintain. If you improve sleep, several things may become easier. Appetite may feel less intense. Food decisions may feel less chaotic. Energy may be more stable. Exercise may be more doable. Daily routines may be less fragile. That does not mean sleep is a magic switch, and it definitely does not mean getting more sleep automatically causes weight loss. But it can remove friction. And sometimes removing friction is what helps good habits finally stick. So let's make this useful. If weight loss feels harder than it should, here are the first things to focus on. 1. Aim for at least 7 hours of sleep regularly. For most adults, that is the evidence-based starting point. Not once in a while, regularly. 2. Keep your schedule as consistent as possible. Try to keep your bedtime and wake time in a similar range every day, including weekends. Regularity helps support circadian rhythm and sleep quality. 3. Avoid large, heavy meals close to bedtime when possible. A practical goal is finishing bigger meals about 2 to 3 hours before bed when you can. The point is not perfection. The point is reducing biologically late eating on a routine basis. 4. Watch the pattern, not just one bad night. Everybody has rough nights. What matters more is whether short sleep is becoming your normal. 5. Screen for red flags. If you snore loudly, stop breathing in sleep, wake up choking, or feel exhausted, despite enough time in bed, get evaluated. Sleep apnea and other disorders often need more than general sleep tips. And here is the big mindset shift. Do not treat sleep like a reward you earn after everything else is done. Treat it like part of the work. Because it is. If weight loss feels harder than it should, sleep deserves your attention. The strongest evidence does not say that sleep is the only cause of weight gain. But it does show that insufficient sleep and circadian disruption can increase appetite, raise calorie intake, make high-calorie foods more appealing, impair metabolic health, and make healthy behavior harder to sustain. It also shows that higher body weight can raise the risk of sleep apnea and other sleep problems, which can reinforce the cycle. So if you are stuck, do not only ask, What am I eating? Or how much am I exercising? Also ask, how am I sleeping? Is it enough? Is it regular? Could there be a sleep disorder here? Sometimes the missing piece is not more effort. Sometimes it is better sleep. If this helped you see sleep differently, subscribe to CareThrive for clear, evidence-based health education that helps you make sense of what your body is telling you. Medical disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. It does not diagnose, treat, or prescribe. Personal sleep needs and weight-related risks vary, so decisions about symptoms, testing, and treatment should be made with a qualified healthcare professional.